रिकॉर्ड
अब चालू हुआ, पूरा रिकॉर्डिंग थोड़ा मिलेगा।
कोई बात नहीं।
Forgot to start the recording.
Sometimes it happens ना, कभी कभी कुछ ना कुछ होते रहता है। मेरे को भी तो हार्ट अटैक होते रहता है कभी कभी।
नहीं, ये क्लाउड में से तो मिल जाता है ना सर?
कोई बात नहीं प्रकाश जी, जो होता ठीक।
क्लाउड में से पूरा रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगा होस्ट के पास।
जो सब ठीक है। इतना आदमी लोग फ्री में काम कर देता, वही बहुत फोन करता है फिर बताइए।
सर आप होस्ट है तो आपको पूरा रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगा क्लाउड से।
मैं को नहीं बनना होस्ट, मैं ऐसे
अब है होस्ट ऑलरेडी।
नहीं है, मैं होस्ट नहीं हूँ, मैं गेस्ट
उसमें
हूँ।
आपका नाम लिखा हुआ है इनके शास्त्री।
मुझे मालूम ही नहीं है।
उसमें आपका नाम लिखा हुआ है, आप बोल रहे नहीं है। देखो मैं फोटो भेजता हूँ आपको।
Anyway, now what are the major arteries? Vertebral, subclavian, and brachiocephalic trunk. So these are the major arteries. What are the major arteries? You will know it very nicely because when you treat spondylitis, when you treat all this, you must know all this very carefully. When you give blocks, because I'll teach you injection therapy. What will I teach you? Injection therapy. So prolotherapy, you know these terms very well. You understood? Vertebral, subclavian, brachiocephalic trunk. Then comes extrajungular, internal jungular, vertebral, and brachiocephalus, cephalix. Right? These are the major arteries and these are the major veins. Vertebral, subclavian, brachiocephalic, extrajungular, internal jungular, vertebral, and brachiocephalic arteries. Next. Next. Now you can see the overflow of the arterial flow of the body. How the arterial flow goes from the body. The picture is very clear, which will understand how arteries from one artery to other artery is interconnected and how they are connected with the brain. So this connection is very necessary for you to understand that while inserting injection, while inserting needles, you don't do any rupture, you don't do any harm to the body. That is very important. This is the very basics of medical science, right? If your basics are not strong, you cannot become a good physician. My basics are strong, you see, I treat the most critical disease. Next. So here you can see the oxygenated blood, how it goes to the brain. Now you can see the vertebral artery. So you have to be very careful while you inject injections in the vertebral. I'll show you where is the injection. Yesterday you was saying about the basilar artery. You can see the anatomy of the basilar artery, how it goes. And if there is any infarct, carotid artery, or any infarct in this brain, that area becomes what? Dysfunctional. So you can see MCA, middle cerebral artery. It dysfunctions the motor cortex. Anterior cerebral artery, it dysfunctions the temporal lobe. Ophthalmic damages the eye. So even in rhinititis pigmentosa, staphyloma, eye loss, you can do a wonderful work. It is not necessary that you can cure all the disease, but you can recover a lot of people. People have become hopeless. And most of the doctors says they have no treatment. Here you can work and you can recover the patient. Am I right? This is a clavicle artery where we will teach you how to give a block to recover the brachial plexus injury. Next. So you can see external. You can see the external carotid artery branches that supply the external head. This is external carotid artery. It is very important for you to know because whenever you put injection, but 1 minute, just vomiting. 1 minute, Bali.
Okay, Sastri, take it easy, sir.
One minute, I'll connect my mobile connector. What problem all this, man? No, no, my mobile has to be connected. Yes. So now the maxillary artery convinces the upper lower jaw, chewing muscles, teeth, nasal cavity, and durameter. So maxillary artery is very important. External artery I have already explained. Now comes the facial artery. Muscle and the anterior portion of the face is concerned by facial artery. So while you puncture the needles, be careful you don't injure the artery. If you injure the artery, it may create hematoma. Sometimes this hematoma is small, otherwise it creates a big issues, and you may also create facial palsy. This have been seen in our clinical cases. Now comes the occipital, posterior aspects of the scalp. Occipital means the place from where you see the vision. It is the eye, right? It is called the visual cortex. Superficial temporal, paraciliary gland, and most of the aspects of the superior aspects of the skull. The superficial temporal helps us to get inside the brain through the signal. It is a very important way of the art circulation by which we can do NIBS and other great diseases. Common carotid artery supplies the external and internal carotids. Subclavian gives rise to the vertebral supplies and arms. Next. So one thing I want to do in brachial plexus injury, we have given in paralysis, we have given subclavian blocks from stem cells, and we have recovered many patients like this, and it is a very wonderful work to work with like this disease. But it is very difficult to say writer's cramp and all can be recovered. There are certain diseases which cannot be recovered. These are the law of karmas which you have to bear. But there are many diseases which can be recovered. Now, anterior cerebral artery. They supply the cerebral except the occipital lobe. Now you understand what is ACA, MCA, basilar, posterior circle of Willis. Understood? Please understand. Anterior cerebral artery supplies cerebral hemisphere exceptly to the occipital lobe. It supplies where? To the occipital lobe. Now if you have a ACA infarct or hemorrhage, what will you do? You will lose your eyes. Now MCA supplies the lateral surface of the cerebral hemisphere. So it also supplies to the what? Motor cortex. So if there is any hemisphere wrong in the motor cortex, you lose your eyesight. Then comes the basilar artery, formed by union of the alar vertebra, cranial and the cerebellum. Posterior cerebral, temporal branch of the basilar superinterferior aspects of the cerebral hemisphere and the occipital lobe. Now comes the circle of Willis. This is a very big, very nice word. An anastomosis of the two vertebral and internal carotid arteries gives rise to the numerous small branches of the supply of the brain. So, can anyone show a circle of Willis? Please show circle of Willis. Always I say, na? So, by knowing these arteries, the location of these arteries, you can understand which area of the brain is damaged, right? So, when you understand which area of the brain is damaged, it becomes easy for you to recover that area of damage. That is why I say neurology is most easy than pain management and anything else. Circle of Willis. Images. So you can see this is a circle of Willis. It supplies numerous these are the arteries. There are numerous arteries which supply circulation inside the brain. It is called circle of Willis. What do you have to remember? MCA, middle carotid artery, anterior carotid artery, circle of Willis, and anterior posterior carotid artery. IPCA. Right? Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So you can say ACA, basilar, posterior cerebral and circle of Willis. So it can all plays a major role, but these are the major arteries which plays a major role in the infarct of the brain. If you know that there is an infarct in the MCA, you may immediately start working with what? Other areas of the brain, which revives the what? Neurons of that area and angiogenesis can take place. If the infarct is dead, if the infarct is dead, okay. Hey, why mic is on? If you see MCA is dead or ACA is dead, you can recover it to a certain extent. You can see a Wardman, I'll show you right now. I recovered his voice. In just 2 minutes, he started speaking clearly, whereas he was unable to speak. But he came on wheelchair and he started walking. Today again, video I'll upload. There is a patient who was suffering from neuropathy, peripheral neuropathy. So how many people can say peripheral neuropathy can be cured? Anyone here? Anyone here hearing me?
Yeah.
Peripheral neuropathy can be cured, can be recovered in the last stage. Huh? Anyone in the class, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So peripheral neuropathy can be recovered or not?
Yes, sir.
Recovered, sir.
Where it is written, show me a research paper where peripheral neuropathy can be recovered.
Sir, you have recovered it.
Forget about me. I'm asking you medical questions. I recovered the patient in 22 days. He was totally on wheelchair. And he started climbing what? Staircases today. You can hear his words. Everyone was saying, he will go on the bed, he will go on the wheelchair. But he started walking. This is the power of what you have to learn. So this is a picture from where you can see how blood circulation takes place inside the brain. You have to see it very carefully. Where is the left artery? Where is the left brachioplexus? So that when you injure the injections or you do anything, you do not injure the arteries or veins. Otherwise, it may create a lot of problem for the patients. Tomorrow I'm going to, after some time, I'll teach you injection therapy. On certain points, you insert the needle and the pain is gone. It's a new concept altogether. I've combined acupuncture with injection therapy. Next. So you can see this is a deoxygenated blood. It creates the infarct inside the brain. So oxygenated, deoxygenated blood keeps on coming and going. But if there is any stagnation, what will happen? It will create clot, infarct, or hemorrhagic stroke in the brain. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next. So here you can see the posterior aspects of the what? Brain. And from here you can see the what? Subclavian artery. Means the circle of Willis. So the little part what you see is the circle of Willis. So these things are very important for you to know about the brain. Next. Now comes the supersagittal sinus. Drains of all CSF passes of the blood to transverse posterior. Then comes transverse sinus. Passes blood along to the segment sinus. Now you should understand how important these things are there. See, whenever all the CSF is followed inside the brain and it is collected in the supracellular system, how beautifully the system is. The breathing you do, it cools the supracellular system and the blood becomes cool and it goes towards the body. So you can see that three trigeminal neuralgia comes from occipital, facial, and maxillary, mandibular, right? You can see the segment sinus passes blood along to the internal jugular veins. So these are the anatomy which you must understand very well. If you don't understand this anatomy, you won't be able to understand the next chapter of the injection therapy and acupuncture therapy because those points are little dangerous. If you do not know properly, you will create a hematoma and hematoma may create a death to the patient. Am I clear?
Yes.
Next, the areas that drain the major veins and of the head and neck. What are they? Extrajugular artery, internal jugular artery, and brachiocephalic artery. So these are most important thing which you should know. If you do not know this, that what is anatomy of the artery, you will never be able to cure paralysis because paralysis is inside the brain. So I wanted to give you some insight. Now I'll give you a talk on paralysis and other topics. Now I close the slides. See, paralysis and all you cannot cure. Why? Because you try to cure with the exercise. Where is the damage? Damage is in the artery and the vein. So when you do continuous exercise and when there is zero conduction in the nerve and you do continuously, you develop a orbit conduction. We have seen somewhere it is 4, somewhere it is 6, somewhere it is 7, and it creates what? Spasticity. So you have to understand how to break the spasticity and how to recover the brain. Clear? So whenever there is an infarct or a hemorrhagic stroke, the entire disruption of the brain is there and the neural signals do not pass away. Now the anatomy of the arteries, they say which area of the brain is damaged. For example, MCA is there. The moment MCA is said, we understand the frontal cortex is damaged. The voice is little damaged. Why? because they are associated with the voice. Now, you can fix this situation by doing NIBS because NIBS is the capacity to recover or capacity to recover most of the degenerative disease of the disc. Next, but you have been treating it at very high level and you have operated very types of various cause pain and all this disease has never been recovered. Yes or no?
Bangka, LK. Ay, hindi pala.
Next page.
Ito ako.
Ha? Punta ka na?
Galing na isip ko, di ba? Pa-meeting, di ba? Kasi never kong ginawa yun. Nagpa-meeting yung staff. Di ba? Laging ako. No? Ay, sorry. Hindi ko pa ako.
Kasi ko mo naman ako.
Please excuse me. In between, I am taking some rest also, right?
No problem, sir.
Abhi,
It's all right.
no problems.
Let's carry on.
सर थोड़ा पानी पी लो पहला.
पी लिया पानी पी लिया. ज्यादा पीने से खांसी आएगी.
काय म्हणला तुम्ही?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
There's a phone call. Hello. So artery knowing is very informant because it tells you the hemorrhagic area and non-functional area. The one informant about NBI is that it basically I need to go diagnose our patient. My patients are still very happy and they can lift their hands comfortably, they can cut the vegetable, they can do all the work they want to do, except that maintenance. Nick, kala namak, salt. Next. So you may ask me a question regarding brain hemorrhage. Ask. Ask me questions. Today I'm feeling a little sleepy. I'm sorry. I'm not able to concentrate in the class. So I answer your questions. I'm very, very tired today. I've given more than 200 injections.
Maybe you should rest for today, sir. We've already taken the class for an hour plus.
Excuse me for today.
Yes.
Don't publish this video. प्रकाश जी ये वीडियो पब्लिश मत कीजिएगा हाँ
No problem, sir. We will not publish it.
प्रकाश जी
सर बोलिए
ये वीडियो पब्लिश मत कीजिएगा हाँ
ये वीडियो
आधा नींद आधा वो है थक गया एकदम 100
नहीं
पेशेंट
सर
देख
रिकॉर्डिंग ही नहीं हुआ है मेरे से तो
आधा नींद आधा ये अच्छा नहीं लगता
नहीं रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं हुआ
just should be always sincere and from now onwards I'll only teach practical classes those who are really interested otherwise others are not interested for learning practical you have to learn theory from the online classes right
Yes, sir.
Yes, teacher.
you asked me a question regarding hemorrhage.
We have already excused you for today, sir.
Such a healthy person can have a hemorrhage. Why not you? You see, I'm eating very healthy. Even I had a hemorrhage, a heart stroke. So you have to be careful while you give injection therapy and all. You should know all these arteries. So you insert the injection rightly and you get the immediate results. These are immediate proven results. And patients will be happy within 1 minute. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Outside this type of courses cost you around 1 crore rupees. We teach you for 8,000 rupees. Next. Next questions. Any questions, please? Ask questions. It is a severe pain. You cannot go for physiotherapy because if you go for physiotherapy, the pain will increase. So you should never go for physiotherapy. You should never go for all those things. You try to do brain mapping and you get immediate results. So we'll go to our Facebook to see how how I became a speech therapist in 2 minutes. Can you go to my Facebook? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Ask questions.
Hi, G. I have a question.
I cannot hear you. Can you tell me?
Yeah. Is there any hope for multiple sclerosis?
Your voice is not clear, Ronnie.
Oh, dear. Can you hear me now?
Now I'll have to check out and check in.
So sorry.
Sastri ji, if you can hear me, you're back in class, but your microphone is not showing. So we might have to log out again and log in.
Hi, what is sir? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Rodney.
Okay, I don't know why you can't hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Yes,
now.
sir, I can hear you.
See, now what I mean to say you is that now on we have made the rule change. We will take all our online classes only. We'll teach you higher science subjects. We'll teach you properly with the help of what? Facebook and all. And we'll take our classes online. And we'll only invite those who are really sincere students. From now on, I've seen one boy who came, Muslim boy from Kolkata. He really disturbed me last time. This last time, thereafter also they disturbed me. So I've stopped taking practical classes in Hyderabad. It is better only sincere students should come and practical students should not come because they should not deserve, they do not deserve the right to recovery paralysis. They do not know how to speak. They create a lot of damage. It is better that knowledge should not go to them. And I'm very open. I was supposed to write about this in the Facebook, but then I did not write. Otherwise, their knowledge will be questioned and people will question so many things about them. Otherwise, if I write things, it will be very difficult because my knowledge is far better. And if I point out things and your mistakes in your treatment protocols, I tell you, you cannot fight with me.
Yes.
Because I work with seconds and you work with hours.
Right.
Right, sir.
It is very difficult to fight with the... Learn to respect a senior physician. He does not say anything. He only says that you improve yourself so that you can go and do a good practice in your clinic. If you don't want to buy, don't buy. But I say without brain stimulation, what can you recover the patient? Buy one after another pain. Why you need for pain? You need for pain because you have to recover the patient one after another. Same movements have to come. Now you have got the power. Same time you have to bring what? Other things like what? Power, movements, intelligence. So you do not know anything about the paralysis, brain stroke, anything, and you're treating brain stroke. You cannot answer a simple question. Sometimes I really feel that how patients recover from your hand. Learn things very nicely so that you become a good physician, right?
Yes.
Yes,
A
sir.
good physician is what? Whose hands are miraculous, who can do things. You see today my Facebook video, how I recovered a face, within a few minutes, how I did the video and I recovered the voice. Please go to my Facebook. He was having a major stroke. He could not speak from last 4 years, 1 year, 4 years, I think. He started speaking in 2 months, 2 minutes. What were you doing for 4 years physiotherapy? And it is not their fault also. It is not in the syllabus. You have to change the syllabus. You have to change yourself first. I'm not saying to change the syllabus. Change your mindset that you can recover the patient. Touch the patient with the idea that you can recover the patient. So this is a patient of migraine whom I treated in 1 day and she has recovered by how much? 80 shoulder pain. She was having severe shoulder pain from 6 months and she has recovered in just 1 day with 2 needles in the scalp. You can go with the video. This is a patient of frozen shoulder. अक्सर हम frozen shoulder को पेश करते हैं and she is suffering from last 6 months. आपको ये दर्द कितना था जब आए थे मेरे पास? कितना दर्द था? She was having maximum pain when she came to me. She could not even sleep at night. कितना कम हो गया? 80% कम हो गया. अभी रेंज देखो बाबू. This is all the ranges. So this is a physiotherapist who's checking. You see, he was having 90 degree. Now you see.
Almost.
And I treated her with just 2 needles in the head.
If I make it 180 with 2 needles, what will you say? Give me 2 needles. वहाँ 5,000 रुपये तुम्हारे ले लो.
So you're getting a call also.
आप चेक करो. ये भी चेक करो.
You can see 180 degree. Instantly 180 degree has come.
How much is? Any pain? Check. Prakash, stand and check. So this is a frozen shoulder lady. She was treated for 6 months elsewhere. Now how much pain she is having? नुपी दर्द है? क्लॉकवाइज घुसो, ऐसे घुमाओ. अच्छा, आप पेंडुलम की तरह करो. तो इसको ऐसे ऐसे. राइट लेफ्ट. तुमको और कोई टेस्टिंग देखना फ्रोजन शोल्डर का? कितना रिकवरी है इसका स्टेटमेंट लो. व्हाट्स योर नेम? हाउ मच रिकवरी डिड यू सी इन 1 day?
90 above 90%.
Above 90% रिकवरी. आप सोचा था 90% एक दिन में होगा?
नहीं सोचा था सर.
आप क्या सोचा, कितना दिन लगेगा?
बहुत टाइम पड़ेगा सोची थी, मगर 1 day में मुझे बहुत क्यूर हो गया. नाइट भी अच्छा सो गई थी.
रात को अच्छा सोया?
बहुत अच्छा सो गई थी.
दर्द हुआ रात को?
असल नहीं हुआ मैंने.
She could not sleep for 6 months. Now she slept in 1 day. You see.
So she used to cry with pain and
Just placing dry needles.
Within
How much you can
1 day
recover?
treatment of कितना मिनट का ट्रीटमेंट दिया? 10 मिनट का कल?
हाँ शायद 10 मिनट भी नहीं सर.
हाँ, hardly I have given a treatment of 5 minutes. You can see today also I inserted 2 needles over here. And she has recovered from
Frozen.
internal rotation. देखो कितना है. देखो. You can see internal rotation is full. Can you bring this recovery in 1 minute traditionally?
No.
Huh?
No.
Possible?
No.
What is the recovery level?
She is having ligamental tear also. Partial ligamental tear.
It's good, sir.
It's good, na?
It takes more time. Actually, frozen shoulder cases it takes time for 1 month or 1.5 months.
No, she already suffered 6 months, na? And she has a rotator cuff injury. अब तो दर्द नहीं है.
नहीं है सर.
So you can see heart pain has gone by almost 90%. Heart pain has gone for 90%. अब पब्लिक को क्या एडवाइस देगा?
यहाँ पर ट्रीटमेंट बहुत अच्छा है, मतलब 1 day में बहुत रिजल्ट है.
So you can see, she herself is saying she got a very good result in a single day treatment. Thank you so much.
You can go to the second video of today.
Ji, can I have a question?
Yes, sir, I'll answer you the question. Can you go with the second question?
Neuropathic, she was not able to walk. आप आए थे तब आपकी क्या कंडीशन थी?
So this is a patient of peripheral
I was not able to walk.
neuropathy. He could not walk. He was on wheelchair.
And in fact, I was traveling in wheelchair only. यहाँ पे आते समय दिखा नहीं तो 2 लोग पकड़ के लेके आए मुझे. I was not
So 3 people holded him, not 2, 3 people who holded him while bringing me to my clinic.
feel myself very lucky. That's it.
So you see how we treat a patient of. आपको क्या बीमारी बताया?
Peripheral neuropathy.
Peripheral neuropathy, right? So you will see how I treat peripheral neuropathy with NIBS. पेन देना बेटा नाखून इनको So here you can see I am using all the global muscles together and within 2 minutes or 3 minutes you will see the improvement of the muscles. Now check gluteus how much. I am using brain pain.
ऐसा
कितना आ गया छोड़ दो
I will only teach practically to those people who are really good. Otherwise, there is no use. Wastage of day and night energy, wasting of my patient's time.
Go see. 5 quadriceps.
क्या करना है
नहीं पाँव को ऐसे करना
ऊपर ऐसा
नहीं इन्हीं को फोल्ड करो और पाँव को ऊपर उठाओ तुम रेसिस्टेंस दो एंकल पे अब पाँव को उठाओ now you will see it's almost 2 और से ऊपर आ गया so you could see now it is 4
After a few minutes, the patient is walking on the staircase. You will see the emotions of the patients and you will see the reality. It is a real-time story. No editing has been done. And that is why I changed the entire this modern technique, this technique. I've changed everything. I've come to neuromuscular scalp acupuncture, most powerful scalp acupuncture now I have.
gluteus adductor abductor
कुछ करना है
adductor abductor
My saying is that, see, all you can recover patients very nicely. Why to delay the recovery? Why don't you recover them fast so that your name spreads in the society? People come from far off places to be treated from you. We cannot cure him in the one day, but you must show a significant recovery on the first day to win the confidence.
now you walk चलो independently
He's a metallic engineer. He had a cut in his fingers and he was operated.
Oh, congratulations.
You can see him walking.
a patient who came on wheelchair.
Independent. He came on the wheelchair. Now you can see him independent walking.
Congratulations, I said to him. And to you also.
Yes. Now you can climb staircases also.
Yeah.
Check. Now you can step like climb stairs.
Stairs.
तुम साथ जाओ. You can climb stairs.
Libur cuman berapa? Baca. 66. Tadi ada kan harus tadi kadang kalau udah ini dokternya yang baju hitam ini ya yang baju hitam
आप एक लीजिए, मैं एक लेता हूँ.
जाओ. And this is also recorded by the another attendant of the patient. The video is not recorded by any professional people. It's recorded by an attendant of the patient.
नीचे आइए आप, वहीं घुट जाइए आप.
Yeah. Yes.
You can see how beautifully is walking.
Yeah. Yeah.
तब से आपको अभी कितना अच्छा लग रहा है?
You speak some few words.
जब आए थे तब से आज कितना अच्छा लग रहा है?
Very good. You'll speak later.
बोलिए.
He's crying, you can see.
बाकी लोगों को क्या एडवाइस देंगे?
We visited the best hospital of Hyderabad.
आपको कितने दिन में ये इम्प्रूवमेंट आ गया?
7 days.
हाँ, आपकी वाइफ से पूछिए क्या पोजीशन थी इनकी, क्या बताओ. अब बेटी सॉरी, क्या पोजीशन थी?
बहुत डिजास्टर्स था जब हम लोग लेके आए थे यहाँ.
आपको लगा था 7 दिन में ठीक हो जाएगा? इतना ठीक हो जाएगा 7 दिन में? आपने क्या सोचा था?
बहुत डरी हुई थी. I didn't even know that he can walk, climb the stairs and all those things. मतलब हौसला तो देती हूँ कि हो जाएगा, but because of his condition, I knew that maybe he won't walk anymore.
Before me, we visited doctors, other doctors.
Yeah.
What did they say?
They said, हाँ चलेंगे, but there was no guarantee कि अभी ये ठीक होंगे कि नहीं होंगे. There was no guarantee at all.
आप कैसा लग रहा है आपको?
How to explain?
इंशाल्लाह कैसा लग रहा है? अल्लाह का रहम कैसा लग रहा है?
या आपका रहे. I won't believe in God, but it's totally your credit.
ये वही करीम है, वही रहीम है, वही रहमतुल्लाह, वही रसूल, वही करीम इसने आपको ठीक किया है. It's only the blessings of God. I wish the patient has recovered. You can see within 7 days, the patient of peripheral neuropathy who came on wheelchair is walking on staircase. Yes or no? I would say, कितना % recovery लग रहा है आपको?
Almost 40 to 50%.
More than 50%. बाबू 50% में तो सीढ़ी कहाँ उठेगा?
Very good. Very good.
Almost 70%.
Yeah. You can consider it as 70%.
On 50% you cannot
Yeah,
climb
we cannot
staircase.
climb, yeah. Sorry.
You could see 70% recovery in just 7 days in peripheral neuropathy with brain stimulation. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Now you may go ask me questions.
Yeah, G, can you please explain exactly which part of the brain did you target? Is it the occipital or the frontal?
No. You have to see all these patients of neuropathy. You have to work with the neuropathic conditions in a very different way. These are not targets. You have to develop your own targets to reach the enemy. These are like the terrorists in the jungles. You cannot say where is the terrorist. You have to find out and then you have to hit it.
So what did you hit?
I hit it at a very typical area of the brain.
Yeah, so what is that?
And those names is very difficult to disclose.
So how can we learn them?
You have to learn, see all these things I tell you. If you want to learn, you have to learn with courses after courses, because your anatomy knowledge of the neuroanatomy is very, very weak.
Yeah, that's why we come here. That's why we attend
That's what
class.
I say you. That's what I'm teaching you.
Yeah,
I'm showing you these examples. Why? so that you can understand. You should not underestimate. Everyone was underestimating the power of the dry needle. Now, allopathic doctors have what? They have become my partners and they have said that you are much better than us.
I mean, I don't underestimate. Otherwise, I wouldn't attend the
No,
class.
I'm not saying about you. I'm saying about the allopathic doctors.
Yeah, okay.
Because they have treated these patients for more than 5 months. They could not recover 10% also. Now they say recovery. People want recovery. We want recovery. They are not saying that we only can treat. They never claim this sentence. Which doctor said that I can only treat the patient?
No doctor said like this. I mean, I know your strength.
So this is what I say. Learn. Why am I teaching you this anatomy? This anatomy I'm teaching you because when we go higher, the concept of anatomy should be clear, right?
Yes.
Until your anatomy is clear, if your mind is clear, see, until your mind is clear, until your heart is without fear, let me reach that stage. Oh my God, where I live without fear.
Yeah, but frankly, over here we have a limitation because we don't have such patient to come, you know. It's
no, see, but no one knows me in Hyderabad also.
Yeah.
I came to Hyderabad, with only 2,000 rupees, with one room where I was staying. No one comes to me. All they came all of a sudden. I never invited them. There's no advertisement, no, nothing. How they people come to know? I also don't know.
Yeah, because you are doing a great job.
That's all I want, that you also do.
Yeah, that's what we are trying also, but frankly,
I don't have such passion that is, See, by putting clinical studies, what am I encouraging? That you all can do it.
Yes.
Why am I putting this anatomical studies? Because people are questioning, say point. There is no point. You must understand the anatomy of the brain.
Yeah, so that's why the point is also related to the anatomy.
Where is the point?
No, that part is also the anatomy of the brain, right?
Yes, you have to understand the anatomy of the brain, how the brain is functioning. That is why slowly I am teaching you the power of the brain, that how fast you can recover frozen shoulders, shoulder pain. You are far better than many big physicians. That is why I say, please spread this knowledge, carry this 1 month free class to everyone, that more and more students attend, advertise in different groups.
Of course, I share, but they want to come or not,
it's okay. See, Vinny, what you call Roni, I'm not saying about you. I'm saying about others, that whether they know or not. Now, how can you explain a peripheral neuropathy which cannot be recovered? The myelin sheath of the patient is damaged. He is on wheelchair. Neurologist said he cannot work and is walking. How? This is the power of the brain which we have to use through stimulation.
Yeah, because those physicians, they lack knowledge.
They never study the recovery of the patient because it is not written in the syllabus.
Right.
It is not their fault. It is said that peripheral neuropathy cannot be cured. It can be only recovered, can be sustained by gabapentin. I recovered. I have withdrawn this gabapentin and all.
Yeah. So is there any hope for multiple sclerosis patient?
I have already recovered one patient of multiple sclerosis, walking and running around. Today he went to the city job. But then, in some cases it walks fast, some cases it takes slow. But if you don't recover now, you have to suffer for your whole life.
Yeah.
What will you do? The whole brother, family, all are crying, coming to me. They visited the best hospital of India. The moment they say RP, we cannot do anything. And the moment they say RP to me, I was laughing. Oh, RP, put on the bed. I will treat it. Renitentatis pigmentosa. Because I know microvascular acupuncture, how I studied the anatomy, I studied everything. Then I studied the eye-brain pathway. Now I can play with the brain and the eye.
Yes.
What you need to study a fundamental. See, what we need to clear is our basic knowledge.
Yeah,
We don't need
we
big knowledge. Our basics should be strong.
Yeah, we are all learning from you.
No, I'm not saying you're learning from me. You are learning from your own self because of your own interest you are learning. See, Ronnie, if you did not have the interest, will you spend 3 years with me? We are completing 3 years.
Yeah. My wife going to sack me soon. She felt neglected.
Anyway, studying never regrets anyone.
Yeah.
No wife is unhappy when the husband is progressive. And if the wife regrets the progress of the husband, she is never the husband of... I never regret. That is why I never married, because I felt that my wife will never cooperate with me, because I am dedicated 24 hours to these patients.
Right.
I stay in the same center. I work 24 hours. I draw all the sketches for you. I have completed the book of NIBS.
Right.
One set of NIBS is completed. Second set we are making again. But then you see, I have no support. Single-handedly we have to do. With the help of Vani, we made many things. And I'm sure again I will teach Vani many things, and again we'll make more sketches. So we'll have the atlas of the sketches, put the hand, put the needle, touch the pen, topic over.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir, to disturb your words.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, in the poem, I told you I've written a poem. In the poem, I've written that your work is your wife.
See, work is never a wife. Wife is wife.
Take it in that way. So
Work is what? No. Work is your own
dedication.
passion. Work is your love and dedication for the society, because people are suffering. If you come in my clinic, the attendants and different attendants, when they come and they see these patients, they cry.
Yes, sir. So you have gone through everything.
Lakhs of rupees, crores of rupees they have paid. They did not get a single recovery. Now when they are getting recovery in 10 days, 11 days.
Sir, whatever this video we had seen, even we had tears in eyes.
So, tears will not help. Improve your knowledge by Google, YouTube.
Yes, sir.
That will help.
Yes,
Tears
sir.
will never help. Tears will only help you to motivate yourself to learn.
Yes, sir.
You have to learn, as I am learning every day. I learn every day without... I am teaching the orthopedic surgeon. Orthopedic surgeon is teaching me. I am learning microvascular surgery with him.
Sure, sir. You are the only piece, sir.
Yeah, he said, I'm a microvascular plastic surgeon. Okay, teach me. I'll teach you all this. He said, okay, I'll teach you. Teach.
Right.
Now I can see the open anatomy of the hand. I can see the different circulations, different explanations. Now I can use all this knowledge in the treatment of... Become a surgeon. Think like a surgeon. Work like a physician. So this is what all I wanted to say you, that do not underestimate yourself. You all can do a lot of good things to the society. Knowledge will improve gradually. Neuroplasticity does not take place in one day. It takes place with some time. You cannot learn driving in one day. It takes time to learn the drive. But once you become a driver, you become an expert driver for your life. My only saying is people are suffering and you can do this much. I saw you another patient who has come to me with hexagonal neuropathy. She also has started walking, standing from Kerala. with support. She was unable to sit also. Now she is able to sit and stand.
Excellent, sir.
So whatever changes we can bring, let us bring. Let us not think of 100%. Let us think what we can do. That is enough. More questions? From tomorrow the classes are free. Please advertise properly, right?
Yes, sir.
And I request you to send all these videos to different groups so that people have a knowledge that all these people can recover. You all are the members of different groups. Send the videos of different people that yes, they can recover. They are doing this. Let this new knowledge spread in the society before I die.
So can we send it personally to other groups, sir?
Yes, all the groups. Copy, paste from the Facebook and send it to all the groups.
Okay, sir. We'll do it, sir.
Even in my own groups where I cannot send you, please send it.
Yes,
Mickey, Annie, I request you personally, please help me because my health is not very good. I have to treat 150 patients daily. I cannot do it every day. Making videos, doing this with the load of the patient. 1 minute if I spend more with the patient, there is a traffic jam sometimes.
Hello, sir.
Tell me, sir.
Sir, I have one question. हमें सीखने के लिए क्या हिंदी में कुछ हो सकता है क्या? आपका एक्सप्लेनेशन वगैरह?
Sorry, there was a phone call. You may ask me last questions. I have to go down. I'm really sorry. You all have been. I make your 12 o'clock every day by my hopeless lectures. But then I can only say I'm thankful to you for hearing me, an old man who's about to die after some time.
Don't say such things, sir.
My only thing is that why these people are suffering when you can recover them? Only because of lack of knowledge in medical science, because they did not study how to recover the patient. They only learn to recover tablets. Tablets can revive the patient. They cannot recover the patients. They themselves say we cannot recover it. Can the orthopedic surgeon come and tell me I can recover this in 1 minute? He never said. My medicine doctor is sitting next to me and saying, I have central pontine myelinosis. The case which can never recover in medical science is recovered in 17 days. Mohan Singh is a legendary anesthetist. He has passed more than 250, under him more than 200 anesthetists has passed out. He never says all this is. He has given up anesthesia for this practice. That is called dedication.
Gee, actually,
yes, sir.
Your great learned friend should bring it up to the ministry, bring it to the country.
No,
then
they are not interested.
Otherwise, it's not easy, G. You're doing this, you're doing a good job, but it's not enough.
No, it has become, in India, it has become an independent medical science. People can practice. Even if you come, you are allowed to do needle with me. No government will come, no ministry will come, no complaints will be filed against you.
No, I mean, because we are doing good for society, so the best way is...
Government has given open permission, but people don't want to learn. What I will do? People come to my seminar and they play politics. There is a person called Abraham from Calcutta. He came and played politics here.
You're bound to have this type of donkey.
Instead of learning, I gave them one free pen to each one. You go and practice. Anyway, what is my wish? After some time, I will die. Go do whatever you like.
Gee, you have some spiritual attack. If you don't mind my sharing, please forgive me.
Because sometimes I really feel annoyed. What kind of society is this?
No, that's why
no dedication.
The way I look at it is that we must bring it up to the country.
I tell you people are very, very good. If you ask me how much marks should I give, out of 10, I should give you 15 marks. No. Because from last 3 years, you did not give up learning.
Thank you.
You have learned up to 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yes.
You are really great. In my eyes, the respect I should give you, I have no words of respect from which I should give you. You will have paid 3 years for Zoom class. You imagine?
Thank you, sir.
I did not pay for the Zoom class. You only paid. Even I sleep in the class. Even sometimes I get, you are so cooperative. In India, it is said, you won't get people like you in anywhere.
No, the whole class also, they contribute, sir.
You see, he is the board of TCM board member in Singapore. These are his words. And you see, our people, they come and criticize here. They play politics instead of learning. They sleep in the room, they do this, they do that. And after some time, they see we don't learn anything. It is better never to teach this. That is why I decided I'll not have practical seminars now. Those who want to learn online, they can learn. And those who are sincere, they only come to me. Those who really want to work. Because the world is dependent on your results. Physiotherapy today, you see, anything you say 6 months, 8 months, 4 months, 5 months, 9 months, 12 months. Why? Why not 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 10 days? Why acupuncture not in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days? Why not in 5 minutes?
They don't have your knowledge.
See, I also did not get this knowledge from heaven. I also studied and I learned and I practiced.
Correct.
So anyway, my words if I have a heart anyone. From tomorrow, please make the class free, inform everyone. Please join together so that we can learn. Inform in other group. We have made the new groups. Add new people. No need to request anyone to join the group. Just put the advertisement. Put these videos. Those who are interested, they will join. Those who are not interested, let them not join. We are not here to make people interested to learn. And those names which are missing, those who have not received the fellowship certificate, they will receive right now. Please, you give your names. Everything will be finished within 1 or 2 days. Because we have a lot of workload, it is not easy for us to do everything in 1 minute, right?
Yes.
But I promise you, I'll issue most of the certificates. Recorrection of the certificate has been done in Philippines. Now, recorrection of certificate in one was in Singapore, that has been done. Any other countries, any other people, if you find they are genuine people, the coordinators are genuine. All those who have paid for the seminar, please issue them certificates. It is our duty that the knowledge should be carried on. Today or tomorrow, they will understand the importance. Ego is not knowledge. Ego means I go. Means the internal knowledge goes. God only remains inside it. And it is pure knowledge. Always remember, ego means I go. Right?
Thank you, sir.
From tomorrow, I request you, please make notification in the morning only. You put the notification 7:30 to 9 o'clock. 7:30 to 9 o'clock, right? Because
Right,
I
sir.
try my
7:30
level
to
best
9
to come
p.m.
at 7
New
o'clock.
time.
7 o'clock, it becomes very difficult. I have patients downstairs. I have to somehow complete these patients. I'm working single-handedly.
Okay, Sastri, so 7:30 to 9 p.m. And inshallah, for the
Sometimes
next
it may
1
become
month,
9:30.
yes, for the next 1 month,
Yeah.
class
And it
is
is free
free.
class. It is free.
And
And I'll give you all the certification also.
okay, the
Certification code.
yes, sir. The certification for fellowship we're taking now from August 2021 to June or to May.
No, this is not fellowship. This is a revision course.
Oh, well, we finished the revision course, sir. We're finishing it.
So one revision course is finished. Second revision course will start.
Okay.
The fellowship courses completes within 6 months or 1 year.
Oh, yes,
it cannot
I
be
know.
completed in
Okay,
1 year.
yes, because that should be August for the next fellowship certificate.
Yeah, you have to wait for 6 months to, it will be September or October.
Yes, so now the certificate is just for this paid class for the people who have completed.
Yes.
No problem, sir.
Those who have been, because many people could not attend the class, so those who have paid the money, please give them the certificate.
No problem, sir.
Because I don't have legal obligation, it is a revision class.
Yes.
So
everybody is on the list.
I wanted this documents be signed by other doctors so that you may get some recognition with this certification.
Inshallah.
And put up this certification in your Facebook and all so that you can attract more type of patients. Do some marketing. You people do no marketing, how patients will come?
So you can practice on this certificate, sir?
Yeah.
See, practically your basic knowledge should be what? Good. You should have your own diploma and all from any institute. These are revision course. Revision means what?
Yes, sir.
You must have your own degree. You must have BPT. You must have your degree.
Okay, yes, sir.
But at home you can practice. You can practice with your relatives. You can practice with yourself. You can practice with so many people, friends. Why you need to open a clinic?
Right, sir.
Right? So, my next course will start by June. I request you to advertise for my course. I'll give you the template. The course fees is 8,500. We are creating a good laboratory from that money so that I can prove you by evidence how rheumatic factor and other thyroid factors can be recovered by what? NIBS. Once you have clinical evidence, you will believe it. Thank you so much. Huh?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Take care, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So
Good
thank you,
night,
sir.
everyone.
Everybody.
Thank
Class
you,
will-
Mr. Wali.
Good night,
Thank you, Sir
everybody.
Wali.
Yeah.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.